Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series, the Zabu Build-A-Figure Wave. Here we have Cable. Big shout out and thank you to Rick, Art with Toys, for picking up an extra one and sending it my way since none of my pre-orders have shipped out anywhere. So we have Cable. I'm excited about him. He comes with the last hind leg for Zabu, so I'm finally able to build him. Looks like we get two weapons. We get an extra set of hands in there, and Cable is looking pretty awesome. He's a lot bigger than I initially thought he was going to be, so I'm pretty excited about that. Looking at the side of the package, we see the artwork for Cable there looking really good. We get a full look at that artwork there on the back. The bio reads, Cable travels back through time from a dystopian future to help the X-Men as an enhanced telekinetic mutant. He is the last in the wave to review, and then we will take a look at Zabu in the next video. So I'm pretty excited about Cable. Let's go ahead and get him out of the package. Okay, here's Cable out of the package, and he is a pretty good one. The only downfall I would say to this figure is the fact that his right arm still has pins. Now, it's blue on blue, so it doesn't bother me that much, except when you have pinless knees, and then the left arm is pinless. So it just throws me off a little bit when one of the arms has pins. Is it the end of the world? No, it's not. Is it noticeable? Yes, it is. Is it the end of the world? No, it's not. Did I say that already? I probably did. I'm a little out of it. I was at the emergency room this morning, but I got a little bit of energy in me right now to bring you guys this review before my son's baseball game. But here is Cable. Let's get in for a closer look at him and his accessories. Okay, so there is an up-close look at Cable. His head sculpt looking really good. I like the way the scar over his right eye looked, the glow blast effect out of his left eye looks really good, and then that 5 o'clock shadow looks really good. Came out really nice. His hair is very, well, the whole figure is very is probably really based off of the video game Marvel vs. Capcom 2, which he was in. Like, the hair is like the exact same from there. We got a couple of other Cable figures by Hasbro in the Marvel Legends line. I will do a comparison with those guys. But again, this one is very much like the video game version. So in terms of accessories, he comes with a couple of different things. He has interchangeable hands, so the extra hands are actually trigger finger hands for his right and his left, and the good thing, they have the vertical hinge on there. Out of the package, he has a fist for the right and then this open hand for the left, so no two fists, which is a little unfortunate. And then we get these two weapons, and I'd have to look. These have probably been used before. I doubt that they're going to be new. They're done in that cheap gray plastic to make it look silver without using silver, and I kind of don't like it. There's a little bit of black paint in there though, and we get two guns. So this one there, and then this one here. This one is a double barrel handgun, which is kind of odd, double barrel. But those are the two weapons that we get there, and that's pretty good. And then we have the other hind leg for Zabu. So we'll put that over there, and we'll take a look at him in the next video now that we have all the pieces. So back to Cable. One cool thing is, and I'm just realizing this, is they actually did a little bit of a wash inside of him. Either that or it's just the shadows are coming out really nicely with my bright lights. But I feel like... no, I don't see any shading in there. I feel like there's some shading inside of his muscle definition then there, or my eyes are just completely playing a trick on me based on how the light is. But I feel like there's a little bit of a wash in there, and like you could see it there. You don't see it on the sides. Obviously, it's not going to be on the back, but I feel like there's a little bit in there, and maybe I'm wrong in that, but it looks like there is. And then the rest of the figure, he's just got like the yellow straps, the yellow harnesses and things like that going on there. He's got this metal arm there for the right, and it has a little bit of a shine to it. So I don't think it's exactly like silver paint applied to it, but it's definitely a better plastic that they would use, and I wish they would use this for the guns. But that looks really good there. And then one thing that is a little bit of a bummer is the upper part of his leg here has to be yellow painted. So this portion of the leg is blue plastic, and they painted yellow to show his boots going high almost up to his knees. Then he's got those knee pads in there. The yellows don't match because yellow molded plastic and paint, they can never get a full-on match. And then I think we could have benefited from an additional coat of yellow. This is better than most of the other times that they use yellow paint, but I still see a little bit of that blue coming through. So I wish they would have painted it through a little bit more. But there is Cable. So now let's go ahead and take a look at his articulation. Okay, so before we look at the articulation, I need to get into this torso thing. Maybe there's not any shading or a wash in the torso to bring out some of the definition of the muscle tone. I think my eyes are absolutely playing a trick on me based on the light that is hitting it this way, light that's hitting it this way, light that's hitting it this way, light that's hitting it this way, and the light that's coming completely straight down. I have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 total lights in here, and I think that's what I'm seeing is the shadows from that. But I feel like there is one, but again, I think I might be losing my mind a little bit. You guys correct me down in the comments below. Okay, so Cable's articulation, his head is on a disc hinge, so he can look all the way up, he can look all the way down, which is great. You get a full rotation in that head, the tiniest bit of pivot going on there in the neck. You can get the arms to go straight on out like so, as you can see. Full rotation in there, upper bicep swivel, double jointed pinless elbow. Gives you that much bend there at the left arm and that much bend there at the right arm. So actually just about the same. Wrist swivel, and they do hinge. Standard horizontal hinge on the fist and the open left hand. The 2 trigger finger hands, again, are the vertical hinge, which is good. We can ab crunch. You can go forward that much, which is you can force it down that much there, and that's pretty good. The good thing about it is the way they design the straps, as you can see, they have this part that sticks up to kind of make it look like it blends in. That way when you bend it down, it kind of works with it, because it's like it's keyed in and wrapped around in there the way they do the strap, which is pretty awesome to see. So it hides it really well when you do that, so that's pretty cool. Going back and back that far and then straight on, look at that. It looks like the straps fully blend in, which is really nice. You got a waist swivel under that belt. There, legs go out that far apart. He can kick forward that far, not a huge amount, not terrible. Leg doesn't really go back. You got an upper thigh cut in there, double jointed pinless knee. Oh, that's a little stiff. Hold on. Ay, ay, ay. That much bend there at the knee, and that right there is pretty ugly. So why they do the paint thing when you have that is pretty wild. And there it is on the right leg. Not as bad as the left, and I got a little bit of red paint smudge there for some reason. So that looks bad when you bend that knee. So I'm glad the knee pad covers it, but man, that's kind of tough. Lower leg swivel, mid calf, foot hinges down. Get some good hinge up, ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So there is the articulation for Nathan Summers Cable, and it is pretty good, I will say. Pretty good. Just bummer looking at that lower knee. But yeah, there he is. Okay, so here we have our multiple Cable figures that have released in the past. This was the Juggernaut Wave? Warlock Wave? Juggernaut Wave. I don't even remember at this point. It's been so long. But this is a really old Cable figure there. And this one's a pretty good one. You can see that the Technovirus has taken over like half of his face on this one. And then here is like more of the X-Force look. And this one was in... which wave was this in? It was in a Deadpool wave, I think. Wendigo? No. Sasquatch? I think it may have been Sasquatch Build-A-Figure wave. But that was kind of the go-to Cable there. And now we have this one, and I really like this one. But for some fun, and again, I don't typically do this, but I do it for you guys, we're going to do some head swaps to see how these heads could swap around. So I know this one's kind of... I like the body of this one a lot, so we're going to try this new head sculpt on this older body and see if that works. And it does, so that can look like a pretty good Cable there if you want to do that. And let's see if this old head sculpt fits on this new body. And it sits a little high, as you can see there. But yeah, that could work there. I'm not going to do that one because that one's an older one. And I don't know that anybody wants to see it. But you know what? I guess for the fun of it, let's go ahead and pop this one on here. See if that works. You could have different looks for Cable. And that works there also. But let's go ahead and get these back to normal. So you can have some fun with some head swaps if you so choose. I tend to not want to do them, but every now and then, when it makes sense, I will try it out for you guys. Okay, how about Mommy and Daddy? We got Cyclops and Madeline Pryor, Goblin Queen. I know I'm using Xmen 97 figures, but that's just kind of what was a little bit more handy to me. And then if we want to do Jean Grey, not technically her mom, but kinda, sorta, there we go. And how about for some Marvel vs. Capcom fun? We have Ryu. This is the new and improved Ryu, and then here is the Player 2 version of Chun-Li in the red, the Target exclusive, which is now hitting stores. So if you want to do your Marvel vs. Capcom stuff, you can do that. They scale fairly well. Cable, I mean, is just kind of huge, but like standard size Marvel Legends, they work well with the Street Fighter by Jada Toys. Okay, and here we have the entire Zabu Wave now finally together. Next video will be the Build-A-Figure, the Zabu Sabertooth Tiger, all together. So I'm very excited for that figure. I know that's the kind of the highlight of the wave, I would say, but Cable has definitely been one of the most popular, I would say. ka-zar for sure as well. Wolfsbane, Icarus is a surprise hit. Superior, Iron Man, while people don't like the color, it's still a pretty good figure. Silver would have looked absolutely better for sure. Black Winter Thor is definitely growing on me. Wolfsbane is really cool. I can't remember if I talked about her or not. And Red Widow is my least favorite of the wave. She's a decent figure, but that cape just really hinders a lot of the movement. But she is pretty cool. But you guys let me know what you think of the wave and how you would rank it. Cable, definitely, I think, figure of the wave for sure. He is pretty awesome. Let me know what you guys think of it down in the comments below. If you guys liked the video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.